Good morning and welcome back. We're going to a book. I don't think I don't think we have used on coffee yet. The book of Second Kings. We may have used First Kings, so it gave me the pause with Elijah, but we have not used the book of Second Kings, which actually features Elisha. Um, well, Elisha is the healing prophet in the story. We're gonna go Second Kings chapter 5. Chapter 5. It's the story of the healing of a man named Naaman. Naaman was a foreign conqueror, a general of the enemy of the people of God, okay? And he was very successful. He won battle after battle, right? There's more on him in other commentaries, but even this text tells us Naaman has it all. He came up from nothing. He made his way in military conquest, the highest honor in this society. He directly served his emperor and king. He was viewed positively, but he had one small problem. He even had a skin condition, perhaps leprosy, we're not sure, but some kind of skin condition. And in this time in antiquity, some outward flaw such as that, even if it was like simply, it's just eczema, either way, sunburn, I don't know, any outward flaw like that was assumed that it was a reflection of an inner flaw, or that disfavor with God or the gods, depending where you're from in this time. And so, yes, it was the one thing about Naaman that always held him back. It's probably the one thing he'd look in the mirror and hate every morning, right? And even if it was, it's kind of implied it's an inherent, so it's probably genetic skin condition, right? It's the way that he was made, genetically speaking, right? And yet, despite everything that Naaman has done, conquered, literally and figuratively, he's so successful. It's the one thing that keeps him from being whole in his and others' eyes. So we have this very interesting story because this is a foreigner who has conquered the people of Israel, and yet he hears that he can be healed. And he's desperate enough to even try these lowly backwater country, right? To give it a shot. It's just funny, we've been talking this week, a little bit of faith goes a long way. Here's someone who has no understanding of this God, Yahweh, or our God. He has no understanding of faith. Sure, he's been successful in the eyes of the world, but there's been things that just haven't been completed. And here, this is a story where God sees through all that. God claims Naaman as God's beloved child. God brings to Naaman the wholeness that he could never get otherwise. It's a powerful story. One where God loves God's enemies, according to the people, right? I think, too, it points to Naaman took a leap of faith, right? It would have been shameful to go to this backwater country, they're lowly. I mean, this is a proud, honored general. To submit yourself to such a lowly peoples and their God had to take a little faith. Sometimes humility takes some faith. Maybe there are things about ourselves that we wish were different. Parts of our lives we feel like something's missing. God can bring us wholeness. Or despite what we have perceived as brokenness, God still loves us. God brings us to greater depths, even beyond that which we have conquered in the world. The story of Naaman shows us to have faith, even despite our own shortcomings. So, I hope that was a fun one. It's not a story a lot of people talk about, but I think there's a lot of layers there. I'm curious what you get out of these stories and all the ones we talk about. See you tomorrow.